What's up, guys? I'm just making a video today going over my DIY lighting setup. In terms of DIY, what I mean is something that's not your standard whatever, like a T5 setup or an LED strip, one that you buy at the store, something that's a little less common, yet that works well. And when I looked into getting some lighting, originally I just had the standard T8 setup that barely produced any light, and I wanted to get into planted tanks, but I didn't have the money to spend. I'm in college and I didn't have the resources or enough time to work to make enough money in order to buy a nice expensive setup. And after looking online, I was like, there's no way I'm paying 200 bucks for a planted tank light. So I did some research about wattage and lights, and I know watts per gallon is something that's less relevant today with LED lighting. However, if you're working with fluorescent lights, it is still somewhat relevant. Here I have a 55-gallon tank, and so these tanks are very tall, so it's hard to get the lighting to reach all the way down to the bottom as strong as it does on top. So my setup is what I use are these CFL bulbs that are within these 6 clip-on lights. That's right, these are just standard clip-on lights that you can buy at Walmart. They're around $9 each, and this is probably one of the most simple DIY setups you'll see. You don't have to do any cutting or drilling or soldering, anything like that. So it is the easiest and the cheapest for me. And all I did was clip it on the back, bend the light kind of in a backwards formation so it sits flat over the water. And I've never had any problems with it falling or sneaking into the water. I've had these up here for about 8 months now, and they've done really well. I constantly have to trim this tank back so it doesn't look overgrown, but plants love it. They've been doing well. The important part of the setup is not the fixtures, but is obviously the bulb. If you go out there and you buy the wrong type of bulb, this will not work as well. So I did a lot of research in terms of finding the right bulb that would work. Here's the bulb I use. It is made by Philips. They are rated at 23 watts and they produce 6500K lighting, and they put out a max of 1600 lumens, and that is a lot of lumens for one single light bulb. So times 6, they put out a ton of light. I definitely recommend these. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. I believe they were like $14, $15 for a pack of 4, and then at Home Depot, I actually just saw the other day, they were on sale for 10 bucks. So very economical, very cheap, but you guys have to get something that's similar to this, a high output fluorescent bulb, because if you just buy your standard 13 watt CFL, that's at like what, 3000K, that's not going to do you any good. You want the 6500K 23 watt fluorescent bulb, and these are very bright. I have these lights on for about 6 to 7 hours a day in order to prevent algae. I do not run CO2. That is a big factor. I do not run compressed CO2, I should say. I do dose Excel, and just about doing that daily because I will get compressed CO2 eventually. I haven't gotten around to it yet. But so far, my plants do pretty well. Like I said, I do have to keep that wisteria in the back trimmed tightly back all the time because it will outgrow this tank. It takes up a lot of room, but I like to trim it back so my angels have enough room to swim around. I have this up front is pearlweed. It's actually brand new. I actually just planted this today. I got it off of eBay because it's hard to find in pet stores. It's kind of raggedy and a little bit spaced out right now because I'm gonna let it grow for a while, and once it gets a little thicker, a little bit taller, I'm gonna trim it down to be shorter, to produce more of a carpeting effect. But yeah, guys, if you guys are looking for a cheap, economical lighting system that works, I'll probably keep this lighting system once I get CO2. I don't see myself running to the store to buy an LED strip anytime soon. The only reason I would is because this isn't the most attractive looking setup. Having all these, lights sitting on top of your tank like that, clamped over it. But however, most people have their fish tanks in their basement or their room or their garage or something like that. Unless your tank is in a big display in your family room or in your foyer in your house, then this is perfect. Another factor that I do like about these lights is that comparing these clip-on lights, like a standard desk lamp. Other people I've seen use aluminum work lights, which have a wider cone right here, which would create a more obtuse angle for the light. And so this creates more of like a spotlight effect. As you see, if I turn off the other lights, it kind of just shines straight down on that one area, which if you don't have enough lights would be, it would not be as beneficial. So let's say I split the tank in half. I have one light in the middle on this side, one light in the middle on this side. You can see that it doesn't evenly cover the whole tank. So I did have to buy 6. At first I was running 4, and I really don't even need 6, because if I have 6 on for too long, it does get my algae builds up. So a lot of times I'll cut it back just to 4 lights on. Yeah, guys, so that is it. This is my lighting setup. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. And please leave a comment if you have any questions. This isn't the best thing to do, I'm not saying that, but this is what has worked for me. I enjoy it. It was cheap and it works really well. I'm sure there's other better ideas out there. Feel free to share those in the comments, but my fish love it, especially my angels love a good planet tank. These two are actually breeding. They've hatched a lot of eggs. They hatch around every 10 days, and I have their babies that are growing in a separate tank. I'll show that in the next video, and my whole process with raising baby angelfish. But yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys later.